Get my iPad going. We can bring this meeting to order on the 12th of May, 2020.
Okay, if we go in order, the first one is Ben Amati.
Yeah. He's the one who said it was a hobby that the IRS considers it if you don't make enough money. What's called a hobby? Yeah, it's a different tax. IRS law is different than tax. No, I know. Yeah. I don't understand why it wouldn't just not be a business, but.
Well, he has contracted to have his things sold.
Yeah, he does make some money, but the fact, I don't know, when he was presenting, it kind of felt like if you write you write a little thing for Reader's Digest or something and they send you money, is that a business?
Right, that's like a little stipend.
That's the sort of hobby I was getting when he was presenting, that kind of a hobby.
We have had writers that were on the list. There was a gentleman who wrote a book, and he was on our list because he was writing books. So he was an active writer.
No, but I mean, if you just did that, on occasion, and I don't know I didn't get a sense that they do this a lot because they both are employed elsewhere, but maybe.
They have a website and they're on Facebook.
Yep. He did say that.
A lot of people have part-time businesses.
Yeah. That's true. And we didn't really get a list, I don't think, from him because the camera and that sort of thing.
Well, I have a note on the card that when Greg set the assessment, he took the list of equipment through the emails that they had mentioned, what kind of equipment he had, and all of the equipment was put in as being old. If you look at the card, you'll see a list of equipment, and you'll see that none of it's new.
Yeah.
So
like you said, it's only a small bill. It's not a major deal. So.
And part of that is the penalty.
You had a couple of conversations with the office?
Yes. If you should have attached to your petition a copy of the emails going back and forth.
Okay, and the so in their conversation we have with the office, I guess, so they have decided what kind of equipment they do have, and it has been depreciated already.
Yes, if you look at a copy of our assessment card, there's a couple of cameras. Let me get back to it here.
For some reason, I'm not seeing that card. I see
camera and lens and tripod.
It's probably.
Here we go. Okay.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we're putting the cameras in at 2012, 2005.
Right.
The computers are 2008.
Yeah. All right. I mean, it's this isn't even adding up to be a lot.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It still isn't much in it at all.
Yeah. So I guess falls into one of those categories that you go with it or you decide to close it. One of the other.
Yeah, you either decide it's a business or it isn't. But I guess if he has a website and he advertises and
yeah, well, it sounds like you're making a go of it. Okay, I guess I don't know what everybody else's thought is, but possibly we kind of let this.
I don't like we. Yeah.
I don't even know what this total is, but I think it only adds up to be less than $100, right? Does it tax?
Oh,
It could be only $30.
well, our mill rate is probably
Net assessment. $651 is the net assessment.
yeah. So the bill's going to be less, somewhere between what, $10 and $15.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can swing that. I mean, you can decide he wants to go with it or not.
Okay.
Yeah. So are you voting for a denial?
I am personally. I mean, even the $10 one, if he files the same thing next year, it'll even be less. $130 in assessment less. So it might even be a $78 and there's no fee. But I guess the question is whether he wants to continue on or not. So I guess long and short of it, I vote to deny.
I would as well. Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The next one is Donald Fontaine. That's also a personal property.
He sent in corrected amounts, right?
Yes, he did. I
looked at his website today, and there's a lot of equipment on that website. The pictures are a lot more than the hand tools that he is claiming to have. So I can see where you got the idea that he had this equipment.
Yeah. If I used his figures for the tools and depreciated them as he filled out the form, it would be for tools $1,245. He did not declare anything for furniture or shelving or anything like that. He has a website. He did not declare a computer. He does have other goods declared, which would be an additional $252 in assessment, and he's got no consumable supplies.
But he didn't list any of the machinery, the carpentry machinery.
It's not a detailed. It's not a detailed listing. You have a copy of it, I believe, there.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I just followed the figures he filled in and depreciated what he had there. But in the pictures, you can see he's got shelving and stuff that he piles stuff on, and chairs and tables. There's no furniture declared.
Yeah.
He has a website.
I'm fine with what he declared. I don't see how we're going to be able to evaluate it from pictures.
Yeah, I'll go along with what he has listed.
You don't want to put in anything for any of the equipment that you're seeing in there that you don't think are included, or a computer since he has a website, or any consumable supplies that he uses in the operation of the business?
Yeah, I
He
guess.
uses reclaimed wood. He finds wood, and that's what he uses. I've been in there. That's the whole point of his thing. He uses reclaimed wood, or he goes and picks up, like if a building's been taken down.
Have you looked at the web page?
I've been in his shop. It's in, but I mean, are you gonna just? How are you gonna figure out how much at this point, like how much something's worth?
I mean, I guess the only two options. Do we have any other option other than going with denying the whole thing, or
You can do whatever
with his number?
you can do whatever you'd like. You could say that his tools, you want to take that figure. If then you feel that you need to add something for the shelving, the tables and chairs, you can estimate a number. You can estimate a number for a computer because you know he has a website. You can take what you believe is accurate and also add if you think that he's leaving stuff out.
Well, I definitely think he's leaving stuff out, but what he's leaving out is the question.
Where is this business?
It's in the Velvet Mill.
Is it Velvet Mill?
Most of the stuff that's in there is things that he's made. I don't know, he was showing us just different things. He gets, wood, reclaimed wood, and he makes little tables or whatever. I mean, he makes furniture, but there's no like shelving, like he's gone out and bought shelving. I mean, what I could see in there.
If he's built his own shelving that he's using, then the cost of building the shelving would be his cost, even though he didn't buy it new.
Yeah, that would be part of his furniture and equipment, right?
Yeah.
So,
So
so this board that he's found different places, he's going to get taxed on?
not if it's the raw materials for what he's making. But if he if he has built a shelf in there that he's using, it's no different than if you bought a shelf and put it in an office. Now he may have made it himself, but there's a shelf there that he's using to hold supplies or whatever. That's no different than you going out and buying a bookshelf to put things that you use in your business or in your office.
So if we took your estimated the carpentry equipment as what he gave us, right?
Yep.
What did he give us? $27.50.
The tools that he gave you, if you put them through the depreciation table, the value would be $1,778, and then of course we assess at 70%.
I mean, I'm looking at the picture here. It's just rather dark. I mean, if it's hand tools, it's one thing, and that probably could be in that $1,000 mark. But does he have big presses or lathes?
Well, that's why I went to his website.
Yeah.
And on the website, it does show like a big sander and circular saw and that kind of thing. What they're worth, I don't know, but it does show that kind of equipment on the website itself.
Yeah.
And it's clearer than what we have, attached there.
Yeah. I mean, the tools can be pricey. I mean, so the town, we have them in for $18,000 and change for tools, I guess, full value. I remember that.
Yeah,
carpentry tools. I mean, if he did have a lathe, I mean, you know, if you went out and bought one new, it could be $5,000 or $6,000. Even if somebody gave you one, you still have to have a value on it. Thanks. Well, it always has an opportunity next year. If we move the machinery down a bit and kind of, I would say, maybe split the difference a little, keep the pressure on, but maybe not.
cut the amount of the machinery and cabinetry.
Maybe down 25% or something like that. It's still a good sized number, but then you can actually come in with some actual things, or have us do an audit or something.
Well, we've got everything in as new because we estimated.
Yeah.
If you were, let's say, if you were to, I'm just throwing some stuff out here. If you were to say that the heavy machinery, that the 19,000 was accurate, but it was fully depreciated, that would bring its assessment down to 3,800, which would make a significant difference if you think that the equipment in the pictures look like it's not state of the art or old.
Right.
Well, see, that's what's hard to tell on a picture.
It is.
Yeah.
I think this guy's been doing this is like a side thing he does. He's a plumber, but he's been doing it as like a hobby all these years, and then he just went in there. He didn't go out and buy. I was in there. That it doesn't look like he went out and bought things for this business. Just
if you do it for a side thing, it's tough to go out and buy brand new stuff unless you're doing it commercially.
Do a bit, just do anything, Yeah.
Let's pay the rent there. I mean,
yeah. Why don't we do that then? Why don't we depreciate that line down to 3,800 and leave the others?
That sounds like a good happy medium there.
Because then you'd have the office furniture and the computer.
Yeah.
And the penalty, and you'd be good.
Right.
Okay, so you're thinking of putting the furniture, fixtures, and equipment down to a depreciated value of 3,800. The hand tools, his figure could be what he declared, which would be totally depreciated, the 1,245. He declared other equipment at 360. Do you want to put anything in there for a computer?
I don't.
He must have one, but whether he's got it there or just uses, I don't know.
Well, he lives in town, so
Yeah.
whether he has it at home or at there, it's in town.
For sure he doesn't have a new computer, most likely. So.
Okay, so if he had a computer that was fully depreciated and he paid $500, that would bring the depreciated value down to $100.
Okay.
Okay, so if we use those figures, it would give him an assessment of $3,854. Plus his failure to file penalty would be $964. So that would bring his total assessment with the penalty down to $4,818, down from 19,000.
Yeah, I think that's more reasonable.
Now, do you want to adjust any of those further?
I think that's fine.
I'm good with that.
I'm good.
Okay. Okay, so that's Fontaine. Home Choice Care. Let's see.
The business was sold.
Right, that's the one he gave you an affidavit?
Yeah.
Yeah, the assessor's office recommended that should be just be deleted because he sold and was out of business before October 1st.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want to delete?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Vote to delete.
Okay, so that's done. Jeffrey Light.
Yeah, he works for another company from home, but it's not, he doesn't have his own business.
I think that one needs to be deleted too because the company, Sonic, will use whatever he uses.
Okay, so I've got 2 to delete. Steve?
Sure, delete sounds good.
James Longo.
The therapist.
The therapist.
That shared the suite.
Yeah.
I looked at his form. Using his figures, he would have an assessment of 158 with the penalty. Oh, let's see if maybe I didn't add right. So his assessment would be, using his figures, 158 plus a penalty of 40. So his total would be 198 for an assessment. If you're good with... Wait a
Where
minute.
to the question?
No, let me take that. He had put a copier under electronic data processing.
A copier?
Yeah, he did. So I moved that to furniture and fixtures.
He also listed he had a file cabinet, but he didn't put a value on it.
Okay.
So I don't know. I tend to think he's got more than a couch and a chair and a desk in there. I don't know. I haven't been in there, but
He's a therapist, right? So, you think it's more than that?
Something.
well, you would have a computer, and he specifically said I don't have a computer in there though. Right?
Yes, I remember him saying
When
that.
he did his presentation, because I was surprised. He said, I don't even have a computer in there. So, but, he'd have files or something in there, I would think. Not much, but What did you say that total came to? 150?
No, I moved the copier to furniture and fixtures. His total assessment would be 141. The penalty would be 35. So it would be 176 if you use what he filled in on the form.
Just his numbers, yeah.
Just his numbers. Now, if you think that that's low and there should be something else there, again, that's your call.
Well,
You can add in.
Yeah, it would be guessing anyway.
Yeah.
I'm fine the way it is.
The way it is, meaning what's on the card, or the way it is that.
What he told us.
Oh,
So that would put
Alright.
him, okay, so that would put him at an assessment of 141 plus a penalty of 35 if you go strictly with what he has.
And then there's no bill.
No, that wouldn't generate a
no,
bill.
there won't be a bill.
Uh,
Now, what he wrote on the bottom, a sofa, chairs, and filing cabinets were acquired in 2005, but he doesn't tell you the acquisition cost.
Right, that's what I mean. I saw him that he wrote that there,
But
but he doesn't tell you what it's worth.
if an item is bought after 2000, October 1 of 2009, and it was purchased for less than $250, it can be exempted off. But they're supposed to put on the list what the item is and what they paid for it, so that you can see that they paid more than $250, so it can be exempted off.
If you put it on, I think the question about the 250 is on that form, right? And he listed it there, but didn't.
He didn't give us a breakdown.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm good with just leaving what you figured there, and you won't have a bill this year.
So the 141 plus the 35 penalty.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to make a vote?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, I guess it would be tidier if we knew that some of that furniture was being deducted or knew what it was and it's being lopped off because of age, but I'm not sure we can really.
Yes.
I don't even know if it's worth it. I mean, we're not generating any money on this, and it's not that we're trying to drum up money. It's just it's not a large dollar amount. So I vote to let it stand as he stated.
The 141 plus the 35 penalty.
Yes.
Okay. Karen?
Yeah, I that too.
Okay, so that's a unanimous.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he was coming to get the penalty waived, which we're not doing, so we're actually denying him, right?
You're giving him a reduction, and in the course of giving them a reduction, the penalty's reduced, but you can't waive the penalty. He didn't file.
Right.
Yeah, that's a statement
Right,
of fact.
Right. Okay.
So the next one is MZ Bioanalytical.
On that one, I'm willing to go with his list. 85106, the list he gave us.
85106.
The list he sent us initially was, then he changed it later because he said, well, I'm going to take the tax off or something. And
Okay, I didn't see those. So,
Yeah, there's a
Yep.
sheet that he sent that we got that says electronic equipment,
okay.
kitchen tables and chairs, and expense supplies.
Okay, electronic equipment, 810.69. Kitchen
That was
table,
his new. That was his new and improved after he took the tax off. But
is that the figures you want to go?
well, his initial figure for that was 862.17. So
Okay.
he reduced it by the tax, but
So if you took the 862.17, and did he give us a date purchased? I'm assuming that's new. Because
yeah,
he
he
used the
depreciated
95.
it 95%. So.
And the table and chair, did he have figures?
Table and chair 105, and then depreciated 30% for 3150.
Okay.
Depreciated price. And expense supplies, he has $6. And then 1/12 of that 50 cents. I guess that's, I don't know. He did that over as a yearly thing, you know.
Yeah. So that would give him, yep, 851 as the depreciated value times 70%, the assessment would be 596. And the penalty would be 149, which would bring him down to 745, including the penalty for the assessment.
I would be good with that.
I'm good with that.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Sea Glass Properties.
Yeah, so, are other VRBOs in town or, Airbnbs being, taxed?
We were looking for a real estate office when we picked up the LLC.
Right. And then,
Yeah, we don't have at this point any of the Airbnbs.
And she says she works for Tommy Switz. She doesn't work out of her home, right?
I believe that's what she said, yes.
So the reference to the Airbnb on the card, what was that?
We had
Somehow-
found at
looks like they went on.
online we had found a rental. And then when we found that in August, and I think when we were putting things together for her appeal, I couldn't find it again. So
But
She
typically,
lives there, but she must have tried to kind of rent it out for a short time.
it could be, yeah.
Maybe just anybody, I don't know.
Yeah, what is the whole world still looking for a definitive answer on how that works?
Yeah, that's like she's the only one being. It doesn't seem fair because I know they're being done all over the place.
Well, we picked it up because it was an LLC. We got a list of all the LLCs from the state, so we were checking in because it's obviously an LLC, it's a company, so to find out if they're doing business. When no one responds,
Yeah.
you know, we're picking, there's an LLC that's been created for some reason. So we figured out that there was,
properties or like rental properties, others? We don't know.
Her husband's a developer. I know he builds. And we have his building company.
Yeah, like my husband's LLC. I wonder, I don't know.
Well, her explanation at the hearing was that she only did the LLC, so it would, her income from real estate would go into that account.
Hmm.
Not that she actually had her own business.
Yeah.
Well, I do know that the banks won't let anyone open in. A lot of people come in and file a trade name certificate because the banks require it if they're going to have people writing checks to their business company name or business name. The banks are requiring it to get a commercial account. I don't know if the same is with the LLCs too. I'm not sure.
Seems like there's a lot of Sea Glass Properties LLC when you Google them. Hers isn't coming up, but want New Jersey and U.S. Virgin Islands.
She is registered. I believe it's Connecticut. I think we gave you a copy of the LLC.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying I can't find her.
Yeah.
And I'm finding all these other companies. So I don't know. Hmm.
According to the LLC, it's a Gmail account for her email.
Huh.
Let's see.
And when this was listed as a rental, it's the whole house, right? Was it the whole house, or was it just a room?
900 a night. It doesn't say. I would assume it's a house because it says good for families on the copy of the ad we had.
No, I'm on VRBO right now, but they don't list any addresses. It's just.
So Adele, if, in theory, by law, if she were an Airbnb person renting her house, what would be taxed as personal property? Everything in the house?
I would have to refer that to Marcia. I'm not sure. This Airbnb thing is a new thing, and I'm not sure what they're doing with it. I know planning and zoning is kind of ignoring it.
Yeah. I think it would have to be something we're doing for everybody, not just this.
Well, it seems to me we have two choices. If she is not her own business out of her house and works for Time Swift, then we really can't tax her as a real estate office.
No, I'm fine to, I don't know. Guess next year maybe.
Yeah, I think this might be a gift this year because I mean, if we hit her personal property. I mean, everybody that rents should be paying personal property.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through. I mean, there are pages and pages of Stonington people on RVBO.
And then she does have a day job out of Swiss office.
Yeah.
So there is something to hang.
Hang that on. Yeah.
So I'm hearing a vote for denial, to delete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that unanimous?
I would delete it. Yes, I would delete it.
At least for this year, yes. But go ahead.
Okay, so that was a unanimous vote to delete.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it is an LLC, but what is it doing?
Well, and we have people who created LLCs just to hold real estate.
Yeah.
To protect themselves. So there are other reasons to create an LLC. That seems to be the thing to
that's why I
go
asked
to.
about property. Yeah, we have an LLC for multifamily, but anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Deleted that one.
The next one is Mystic River Hair and Nails.
Yeah,
She took over the business.
Yeah.
Or bought the previous owners out.
Didn't she just recently send everything in?
Yes,
She sent the list. Yeah.
she sent a detailed listing, but of course there's no costs on there.
Well, Greg did a cost estimate. If you read his recommendation.
Yep. Which came to a total, including the penalty, of $10,818.
Right. And the only question I had with that was he put down $4,000 personal equipment used by booth lessees because she says she leases some of her chairs to other hairstylists.
Well, if she owns the chairs, and they do that, they let people come in with their own, their own clippers and hair dryers.
What's the personal equipment used by them, and why would she pay the tax on it?
Because she didn't tell us that there was anybody else using it, and we have to assume that anything in there is hers unless she tells us it belongs to someone else. There's a part on the form.
She didn't say specific people, but she did say that they were leased chairs, right?
Well, I think what she's saying, not that she leases the chairs, she rents them out to other hairdressers.
Right.
Well, she owns the chairs. They pay her a fee to use the spot. What they might bring in of their own would be hair dryers, scissors.
Okay, but that's what the $4,000 personal equipment is the chair?
Where are you seeing that?
On Greg's estimate,
Yep.
where he has category 2019, category 24A should be 500. Signage, 1,500 plus $4,000 personal equipment used by lessees. I mean, I don't have a problem with any of the rest of it, but I wasn't sure what that was.
I don't know what he means by that.
Yeah, because there's already five stations she's listing? 5 hair stations purchased in 2008.
I don't know what he means by that.
So the rest of it I don't have a problem with, but that I didn't know what it was.
Old equipment.
So.
What happens if that line item's deleted out?
The 4,000, I mean, obviously the sign is correct. You have to have a new sign. But the 4,000, I would, because I don't know what it is,
All right, let me look at his figures where he did that. Okay. So if you took 4,000 out, it would be 15. That would change the assessment down to 5,994. The penalty would be 1,499. Bring the total down to 7,493. If you were to take that 4,000 out.
I think that's fine.
yeah, I think that's reasonable.
I mean, the number is less than what it would be, but most of the equipment's old, so it's really been depreciated down. And then if she files next year, you won't have the penalty, and she'll be okay. And if she adds something, then it goes back up to that.
I'm fine with that number.
I'm good with that.
Okay, so that's unanimous. Okay, Williams, the Mystic Seaport petition for the Williams School.
Yeah.
Now there too, I'm fine with Greg's recommendation because the penalty was against the property that was actually exempt, right?
Oh, say that again?
Initially, what they were taxing under personal property for this Williams Mystic College
Yeah.
was a bunch of lab equipment that was actually tax exempt. And the penalty was against that equipment because they hadn't included it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So the penalty was because they left it off, but they left it off because it was exempt. So what Greg recommended was changing the assessment amount to $99.97 and no penalty because what was penalized was the exempt equipment.
Okay. Yep, that was his. So you want to change it to 999.7 with no penalty.
Right.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Yep.
Sorry.
Okay.
That's very confusing when you've got, what they're actually taxing is what's in the house, but not the equipment that they use for their experiments and that sort of thing. So.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got Fiore Properties. He is appealing the having to file his I&E report for that commercial building.
We can't change the penalty.
No.
True. And he has, this is the same appeal of having to file on that commercial building. That's, those commercial buildings are required to file.
Right. I move we deny the petition.
I'm for denying it too.
What was it about that thing about the late mail thing? Was that? So what?
If it was stamped,
Yeah.
even if it arrived at the town hall late, that's a couple days later, even if it was a week late, as long as it's stamped with the proper time stamp, we're okay, right?
I want to look at,
It
check
was-
something.
He had the picture and everything. There was so much in there. The invoice was received late on June 3rd, but it seems kind of like, he had the stamped on time.
Yeah, no, as long as it's stamped on time, it's fine.
Yes,
I think there might be a little confusion there because
Yeah, so I think we're giving him a penalty for that, which seems like we could take that off it.
but is the penalty for not filing because there was no figures, not because it was actually late? Am I right in that, Adele?
I don't know. Let me look and see what I've got on that.
Well, on his comments, the income and expense form was received via U.S. mail late on June 3rd. State statute states the following: any owner fails to submit such information shall be subject to a penalty equal to a 10% increase in the assessed value. I feel like he did make good faith. He knew what the rules were. He thought it was going to get there. He had it stamped.
That's
Yeah,
the,
Money.
that's
He's not making any money.
That's state statute. It has to be received. The law doesn't say by postmark, it doesn't say it's late. Just like a personal property declaration. If it's late, it's late. That's a statement of fact. The law says we shall charge a penalty.
Okay, I was thinking as if it was tax. You pay your tax.
Tax uses postmark.
That use the postmark. Okay, that's where I'm incorrect there, and that's what I was thinking. You're right, because if you don't file it on that day in the town hall, you're late.
If you don't do what you're required, the law says we shall charge a penalty. And you don't have the authority to remove penalties.
Okay.
So do I have all three of you?
You have mine.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
I deny.
Karen?
Yep.
Okay. His other petition was for Two Penguins LLC. That's for personal property inside that store, the convenience store.
Now, on that, he had an audit, right? There was an audit on that.
Yes, we did an audit, and he wouldn't provide any of the costs for the auditor. So she had to estimate by what was there and what the going fees are. This is what she does. he's been told, provide us with, and he was told to provide you with documentation of what the equipment cost, and if the audit's too high, well, now he's missed the chance to appeal that audit, but he could have appealed to you on this 19 list, and he could have provided you with the costs of the equipment, and if necessary, you could have made a reduction.
Yeah. But he doesn't feel that he should have to claim anything in there. That's the problem.
Yes, he does. That's correct. He doesn't feel like he should be being taxed on all the equipment in that store.
Right.
And if you read the recommendation, you'll see that there are other businesses in town that have equipment like DeKalb. They've left town a long time ago, and we're not Monsanto there, DeKalb.
Yeah.
We're still taxing personal property there because the equipment's still there.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's consistent. It's I guess my position is that we deny
Mine as well.
the petition.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Now I think that was the last of the personal property. Now Von Roofer Hills, 17 Diamond Street.
We have it in at 793.9.
I'm fine with his recommendation, Greg.
To change the grade.
Let's.
He recommended to change the grade from very good, excellent to very good.
The revised market valuation would be 683,200 with an assessment of 478,200. Is that what you want to go with?
Yep, I'm good with that.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shocked at that price. Yes.
Okay. The next one is Myers at 68 Main Street.
My notes just said no change, but I don't remember. I got to refresh. Sorry. They really didn't have any, yeah, they, uh-uh.
I think they're basing their appeal mainly on the fact that they got a bargain because they paid $7.15.
Didn't the appraiser in the appraisal say the market values have been going down the last couple years?
You know, most of the appraisals that I read that people presented say that, and they have been.
So the 17 value should be higher than what they paid.
Right.
So they're appraised at $1,012,000, and they paid $715,000 in 2019. So.
You know, when it goes down 50, 75, 100,000, I would just get a little concerned when there's a big difference of 400,000.
Got a bargain for some reason.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, Main Street shouldn't swing like that.
You want to look at what their,
I'm just trying to find what was there a big condition issue? Other than market conditions, I'm just wondering what's the reason.
yeah. That's mint green.
Unique.
Yeah. I think kind of maybe that it's just these antique houses aren't as popular as they were for a time.
This is a summer home apparently, or they live in. Their mailing address is New Haven.
Hmm.
Well, short of, I was looking at notes here. There was nothing really about other than just appraisal and what they paid for it.
Yeah, just what they paid for it was a lot less than what the appraisal was, or what we're taxing them on.
You want to look up what the grade or anything is like that?
Well, that's what's kind of coming through here. But the thing is there was no discussion about there being a grade.
No, they didn't do a great job of presenting their appeal.
No, without any other information like that.
Oh, I guess we just deny it.
Yeah, I think without anything else to stand on, I think I would also have to deny.
I would too. I deny it.
Okay. Next is Michael Smith on Church Street.
Another one in the borough that
He's talking about no water access or water view, no dock. Where's he?
but Greg mentioned that he currently has it on the market for $1,950,000.
Yeah, I think
That's kind of a conflict.
it's a tough one because I think it's been for sale forever.
Oh, yeah, he's the guy who thought he'd live here and he doesn't.
Yeah. Well, the property is big and beautiful. It's just that everybody's got a lot of money into it, but it just hasn't selling.
That in 2017, the property was listed for sale for $2,488,000. Obviously, it didn't sell for that. But.
No. Unfortunately, there's no real issues with the house other than it's not selling.
Mm-hmm.
And he thinks the taxes are too high, which aren't, that's not something he can appeal, the tax part.
I mean, if there was an issue that was wrong or incorrect or grade was wrong or
I guess he was talking about the fact that there's no water access or water view and no dock. That was his only.
Right. Yeah, no, it's an inside corner of Church and Orchard. I mean, it does have some shots of the water. I mean, it's not wide open, but and you're only a couple 100 feet away from the water. I mean, it's a great location, great everything. It's just since the owners, at least 1 or 2 times removed, left, they've the place just has not moved.
So his feeling is that the other ones that according to this chart he has his exhibit, he's thinking that the other ones all have waterfront access, and his house is the only one that doesn't.
Let's get back to that. I mean, is the land value wrong? But the trouble is, there's some large houses right next to it, just like it.
The land value is only $397,400 on the card.
Yeah, that's not.
Most of it is the house because it's
the house.
7,000 square feet.
Right.
It's the biggest house. It looks like almost, except for one on Al Harvey.
I think, does he have an indoor pool or something?
There's no pool in that, no. It's not that I'm aware of.
It says
It's just a
2000.
lot of.
It says 2015 remove indoor pool, converted
was
to
removed.
family room.
Yeah, there's a lot of living space and a lot of bedrooms. It's really set up for company or in-laws or. And the lost my card here. What is the grade on that? What are they saying the house is? Is it like 09 or something like that?
Yeah, it's a custom home.
Custom home.
So are we gonna just leave it?
I'd be inclined to leave it.
Okay.
So Karen, I've got a denial. Gisela, I've got a denial. And Steve?
This quick thing. I'm going to deny.
Okay. Next one is Haig Anne Marie on Water Street.
She's talking about her 10-year lawsuit with the husband.
Yeah, there's a lot of maintenance issues there. But
I believe that Greg addresses that he went out in 2015 and made adjustments for that carried through the reval.
She has two on Water Street. Which one is it? 73 Water?
yeah, it's actually.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and then she has the multiple. Yeah.
It's this house here is on water,
Yeah.
Main, and diving.
Yeah.
No, not diving. Wall Street.
Uh-huh.
It's bordered on three sides. Used to have a pool that was kind of covered over. Pool still in there?
So the building grade is very good. She sent us pictures recently.
Yeah. No, there's just a ton of deferred maintenance. It's $891. I'm not sure that the grade are very good. Did Greg make adjustments somewhere else for
I'm,
condition?
let's see. It's a listing on the front of the card of a lot of the reasons that it was adjusted.
But what is it now?
It's in as average condition with a functional obsolescence and additional 5 off. The functional, the 5 off of functional was for deferred maintenance. Says floors and walls uneven, peeling paint, general age issues, got bath, some inoperable fixtures and miscellaneous baths.
The card I'm looking at says historical, residential, and grade is very good.
Yes.
That's what I was looking at.
Well, from the picture she sent, the grade isn't that, it's not very good.
No, it's
Well-
one of those houses that if somebody buys it, they're going to spend $1.5 million and redo.
Yeah.
Well, is it the grade that's not good, or is the or is it the depreciation? It's condition where you want to look.
So where would we change that on?
Building condition is listed as average, you mean?
Yeah, because the grade should be it's basic construction, and then the condition would be where the depreciation would come in for deferred maintenance and condition.
So to change that, the next step down would be what, 4?
Well, no, it's in at average condition, but there's an additional 5% knocked off for the deferred maintenance. That's already there.
Yeah.
Are you in the cost market evaluation section of the card?
Yeah, on the back. Cost market, you see where it's depreciation, it says average.
Yep.
Underneath where it says functional obsolescence, there's a 5.
Yeah.
So that's being taken off for the deferred maintenance. Let me get in. Okay, let's see. If you change it to fair, the assessment would go from 624,400 down to 572,000. if you just change the condition to fair.
Okay, that's quite a bit. I mean,
That would, okay,
That's
so
the assessed value, right? You're talking
the
about.
assessed, the full value, if
Yeah.
you go 100%, it would go
Yeah.
for 891,900 down to 817. Are you thinking that's too much?
a little bit. I mean, at what point do you stop on the functional for all the deferred maintenance?
Good question.
Now he's got the 5 on the functional. What happens if that was something other than 5? Does that make as much of a change?
Uh,
I mean, how much of a swing is a 5 to a 10?
if if you knock it down to fair and take off the functional, the full value is 854.4. Would you rather just try upping the functional?
That's what I was thinking. Just
Okay.
because if something gets, a rehab or something like that, then that can change in the next reevaluation. I mean, yes, the house needs quite a bit, but I mean, it is Wall Street, Water Street, and Main Street.
Location.
Yeah, it's got a good location.
Okay, so let me try for you increasing the functional to 10.
Yeah, this just. I'm hoping for it's just
That would
something,
change.
but not
That would
changing too
change.
much.
If you just up the functional to 10, it goes down to 854.4. Now that
Is
can,
anybody else okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, let's try that.
you want me to run it at 7 or are you good with the 10?
No, the 850 is the 10 is good.
Okay, so you're going to change the functional to 10% to the 10%.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And that was unanimous?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Next one is Slater, 2 School Street.
You said what our land value?
There was a recommendation to change the C factor to 2.6.
Yeah, that's to bring it in line with the neighbors.
With the neighbors, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's what you're.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're good with the 2.6 C factor?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Gisela?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We do have another personal property. If I can find what I did with it.
I Center and Ray
Yeah, Andrea Marie. I had it here a second ago. I had it in front of me.
You don't have it?
I know it was here. I had it in front of me, and I think I probably mixed it up in my pile.
Uh-huh.
Do you have it?
So much. I have it.
Oh, good. Well,
And I,
that means the important people have it.
yeah. And I have what Greg recommended to, he recommended to delete Dre Miller LLC. Because they're two businesses, I guess, that were put together.
Yeah, she's got two businesses. One out of her house and one out of, I think it's 80 Stonington Road. Here it is.
Yeah. And so the Dre Miller LLC, Greg recommended to delete that. And move part of the equipment to Tiny Center LLC.
Yeah, because she said she did most of the stuff out of the storefront location. And a laptop she would take back and forth.
So was one of them a non-file and one's fine?
Yeah, neither filed.
Neither filed.
What do the businesses do? I didn't really catch that. Does anyone?
I'm not sure what they do.
I know we collect a lot of candles.
I think.
I think she's.
Is it a wellness type of thing?
Well, the Dre Marie Miller LLC, she says, is an online business. Doesn't really specify what she does online.
Google her.
Sometimes I've got notes. Let me pull a card.
And she's got on her list under INE Center, she's got a massage table and supplies, so she has
That's what I was thinking. It was some sort of.
Yeah.
massage table, desk, and laptop.
Okay, on the Ani, we only picked that up through the LLC. Shamanic healing? I don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah, shamanic journey. I don't know, shaman.
Ah. So, either way, we got both of her LLCs, and it seems that Like the laptop crosses over and it's used for both.
Yep. And what is Greg has recommendation on this?
Yeah, I would assume since she's renting space at 80 Stonington Road, that most of the equipment is located there, and probably the laptop comes back and forth for the home
Okay.
business, whatever that is. So
Right.
we recommended listing it at the jobs at her leased area, where most of the equipment would be, which
Which
is
is the Stonington Road.
right, which is the Ani.
Yeah. And I don't have, I'm fine with what Greg recommended as far as the assessment.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I am too.
Okay, so Ani would be the total assessment, including the penalty of 2,163, and the Drea one would be deleted.
Right.
Okay, and that's unanimous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Next one is Hank, or is that Hanky? Hank, probably. On Clipper Point Road.
Yeah. Here again, I don't see, except for the fact that he got it for less than it was appraised at. I don't see much of an argument. The land is appraised as twice as much as the house.
Yeah, I don't think the houses he's bringing up as comps aren't good comps.
One of his arguments says there is approximately 50 feet of direct waterfront that is part of the property, but it's not located in front of the house. Does that make a difference?
I guess it's not convenient to
Yeah.
put a dock in. It looks like there's another dock out there already.
Do you have a map showing where the property is? Yeah.
A sectional piece. It's not.
He's got the 50 feet on the water. But that strip of land in front of him, nothing can be done with.
Who owns that?
I believe that's owned by that Admiral Cove property.
Admiral Cove, yeah. That's what was marked on it.
And I don't know, he's off that right of way, his driveway. I don't know that he doesn't have access to that right of way going down to the water or not. That I don't know.
And was there anything striking, and other than the fact that they just paid less money for the property than was valued?
No, I think that was his major.
I mean, it's fair, but the question is I think.
Well, here again, I think he got a bargain, and
Yeah.
the appraisal that he has is not even, they didn't even say it was as of October 2017. It says the appraisal is as of April 2019.
Yeah.
So that was done for his bank, probably.
Yeah, it says right on his petition, and the mortgage company's appraisal estimated.
Yeah, so I don't see any reason to change what we have.
No.
Looks nice inside. I'm looking at the pictures from the MLS.
Oh, I'm sure the views are nice too.
Yep,
You don't have all that
very nice.
waterfront. There's lots of waterfront. You just can't dip your toes in that section, I guess.
Yeah.
Just deny it.
Yeah.
I think we should.
So that's a unanimous denial?
Yeah.
Okay. Next one is Leonard. I sent you an email today. I don't know if you both got it. I forwarded. Okay.
But on the appraisal.
Yeah, that they couldn't
Right.
find the appraisal.
So it's really, I mean,
Well, they bought it for $600,000, right? And that's what she says her husband remembers it being appraised at. So.
we could change the grade rating from very good to very good, from very good, excellent.
Let's see.
That may be the case, but I don't know why we have these bargains like this. Do you see the pictures of the pool and the game room?
Yeah, it's a nice house.
3-car garage. Built-in French doors. Sweeping staircase.
I think it's just that people, I'm finding, aren't wanting to buy these big, 4,000 square feet. Like people just,
No, I know, it's,
it's just like
things are swinging. Everybody went big houses,
Right.
and now it's
it's not necessarily there's something wrong with it. It's just,
tiny homes are in now.
yeah. Well, think of, well,
So I know.
and I think because Tom lives in the neighborhood, he's always starts listing them really high,
Well, you would think, I mean, it went in the day.
Right, they were going. It's just like houses around in my neighborhood that we built. I mean, it's just amazing.
Well, there's a house that's just almost across the street. If you looked out that front door of that house, there's a long driveway down. And the house should have been 1.6 all day long. And then I think they've been trying to push it for under $1 million, and it wouldn't sell.
Yeah.
And the one on Montauk, too. We just, last night.
Right, yeah. Yeah, 4,800 big house.
But that's a change in the market. And we're still...
Right, I'm not saying,
No, it's
it's
just...
changed. I'm just saying this is why I think it's happening.
I mean, the one I'm referencing, Gunite Pool, it cost over $150,000 to put in.
Right.
Now it's considered a liability.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of dated now when you look at it, like the kitchen, but the way it is. Yeah, it was built in 1988, so tastes change. I wouldn't mind lowering the grade just because of that, but I either way.
How much difference does it make tipping the scales on that grade?
I think Greg gave you something on that.
Would reduce from 827.8 to 744.
If they hadn't listed it so high in the first place, they probably would have got more money. When you start sitting, people don't want to pay full price,
Well, and it says it was a cash transaction for $600,000.
At that point, they were probably like, we'll just take cash.
So the person wanted to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And Greg's recommendation, was there a change in the grade, or?
It's not a recommendation. He gave you what the figure would be as a courtesy, so you would be aware of what that option would give you. But he's not saying it's a recommendation.
I would be inclined not to change it, but I wouldn't go against you if you wanted to change the grade. I think they just got a bargain because the people wanted to sell it for cash in a hurry. That's what I think.
Cash, they don't have to worry about an appraisal.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, they took a big hit. How long was it on the market for?
Well, showing 174. Usually people take it on and off, realtors, so it's hard to, like the one, I'm sure it was more than that. There was 153, and then it expired, and then there was 174, so it expired again. They put it back on, so over a year. I just think he made a mistake of listing it really high in the first place, and that just makes it sit, and it just compounds. But I'm fine leaving it. I can go either way.
I would be inclined to leave it.
I think they were just chasing the market down.
Okay, so I've got a deny by Gisela.
Denied by Steve.
Yeah, I'll deny it.
Okay. Excuse me. And the last one is Gil on Church Street in Mystic.
Hmm. This one's interesting because they paid more for it than it's right there. The opposite.
Which one is this again?
Brian and Sherry Gill.
This is the one that pointed out about the attic.
That you couldn't stand up in it.
They sent you a picture.
The attic is an unfinished walk-up. I don't know why we would change this one because they did pay $460 for it. And it's appraised at $3,087.
Well, I mean, they did say the grade is above average, and they were showing us the bathroom. I mean, that's just a small room. That's not going to swing it that much. Kitchen is listed modern, but we do know the street is recently remodeled.
I asked, and the where it says kitchen and bath modern, that's informative only. That does not affect value.
I'm fine to deny it.
Yeah, I am too.
Make that unanimous.
Okay. That was the last one. Now we've got, we didn't do the minutes for the May 6th meeting.
Oh yeah, I read them. I signed those. I forgot. I approve them.
I second. Is that a motion?
Yep.
It is a motion.
Okay, I second.
Well, I said,
All in favor?
say aye. Aye. All in
Aye.
favor? Aye.
Okay, how about the 11th? Did you read the minutes for the 11th?
Yeah, I did.
Move that we approve the meeting, the minutes for May 11th.
I second it.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay. All right. So if, Karen, when you get a chance, if you can sign them and either email them to me, so I can.
I did this afternoon or this evening, so you probably have it there. You
Oh,
probably,
okay.
it wasn't until later, but yeah, it's there. You
Okay.
have them?
I'll check my email tomorrow. If you emailed them, I left early today, so.
Yeah, no, it was definitely after you left. It
Yeah.
was like,
Okay. Yeah, I'll get them. Then I'll get them tomorrow, and I'll turn them in
okay.
so that they can put them in the book. The drafts are on file, but they put the signed ones in the book.
Okay.
All right. I think we're done.
I think we're done.
Okay. Are we adjourning?
I think we make the motion to adjourn.
So
Okay.
moved.
And I will email you when I finish compiling my list of the changes and everything. I'll send you the master list showing you everything that you did.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so the next meeting will be in September. I'll contact you when we get closer for the motor vehicles.
We'll get those big bucks in the mail, right? I was just joking.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll be doing it like this again or if we'll be actually able to have a meeting. Who knows?
That'll make motor vehicles hard. They all are going to have to send pictures, right?
Yeah. We'll see what happens. All right. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Have a good summer.
I'll take care.
Bye.